All right, 6:30 calls meeting to order. We'll start with the pledge.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, liberty, justice for all.
Welcome, everyone, this evening. Thank you for joining us. And now I'll turn things over to Interim Superintendent Holsider for tonight's celebration of excellence.
Thank you. We'll start with the BCS robotics. The Bolton Bulldogs, I knew I was going to mess that up, sorry. Robotics team competed in the 2024-2025 VEX IQ Rapid Relay Competition, which wrapped up the Connecticut season on March 1st. We'd like to recognize two standout teams that were top competitors in Connecticut, Bolton's 1227C and 1227D teams. 1227D, Mia Persicino, Cora Murray, and Gabby Persicino earned the Excellence Award at 3 regular season competitions. The Excellence Award is the highest award a team can earn and recognizes a team for their robot's performance, engineering notebook, and team interview. They also won the Robot Skills Champion Award at 2 regular season competitions. This award is given to the team with the highest combined score from the Driver Skills Challenge and the Programming Skills Challenge. At the state championship, 1227D won Robot Skills 3rd place, Design Award 2nd place, and Teamwork 2nd place, missing out by first by only 1 point. Great job. They also ranked 274th in the world for robot skills, which is no small feat and only accomplished through hard work, commitment, and hours of building and practice. This concluded their highly successful season and solidified them as the most awarded team in Bolton's robotic history. Well done, 1227D. All right, 1227C, Ethan DeRogers, Connor McLochie, and Cammie Duffy built a strong robot that was a top contender at the regular season competitions. Over the course of the season, using endless persistence, this team worked to improve their robot's consistency, practice their driving skills, and develop a strong autonomous program. They sought out help from Mrs. Cornaglia about coding questions, asked their teachers to grade and give them feedback on their engineering notebook, and studied the interview questions to be prepared at the state championship. This perseverance paid off when 1227C earned the Excellence Award at states, crowning them the top VEX IQ team in the state, along with an invitation to the World Championship. Congratulations, 1227C. Are we having a little demo?
Yes, we will. On our Gabby. While they fired up, specifically at the championship, they had extra frisbees, and I said, bring them to your board event. So you guys all get a frisbee for here before season take one. Yeah.
So in the game, you intake the balls, and then there is a goalpost where you try to launch them. And then those will go inside the goalpost.
And they also have a Connor programming on it, so the robot will do all of this, pick up the ball, drive around the field and force, without them using the controller at all.
Thank you.
So they're working really hard on it. Anybody else here tonight?
Very nice, thank you. Next, we're going to honor the recipient of the Connecticut Fire Prevention Poster Recognition. Tonight, we are honored to recognize Allie Bemis, a talented 5th grade student from BCS, for her outstanding achievement in the Connecticut Fire Prevention Poster Contest. Allie has demonstrated incredible artistic skill and creativity, earning first place both in the town of Bolton and the Talon County competition for a poster she created from her own imaginative ideas. The process to create our fire prevention poster includes a period of research and many days of planning. Students are responsible to come up with their own composition and use their choice of materials to create the project. Allie's artistic intuition helped her soar through the process to create something incredible. On Friday, April 11th, Allie, her family, Mr. Giard, Ms. Paradis, and Fire Marshal William Call will be attending an awards ceremony and luncheon honoring all winning students in the County Poster Recognition Program. There, they will announce the 2025 Connecticut State winner, and we are hopeful that Allie's diligence will pay off. Allie is a shining example of hard work, dedication, and artistic excellence, and we are incredibly proud of her accomplishments. All right. Next, we're going to do the CIC Scholar Athlete Award. The Scholar Athlete Program annually recognizes 2 high school seniors from each member school whose academic and athletic careers have been exemplary, whose personal standards and achievements are modeled to others, and who possess high levels of integrity, self-discipline, and courage. Bolton High School's 2024-2025 CIAC Scholar Athletes are Amber Fox and Joseph Godek, who embody the qualities of excellence both in the classroom and on the field. Both Amber and Joseph have demonstrated outstanding leadership and excelled in their sports throughout their high school careers, making them deserving recipients of this prestigious honor. Amber has earned recognition as an NCCC All-Conference and CIAC All-State Cross-Country runner. Joseph, a standout in both basketball and baseball, serves as a captain of each team. Their dedication to both academics and athletics truly exemplifies the spirit of a scholar athlete and sets a high standard for others to follow. Both students will be honored at a dinner with family and staff at the AquaTurf. We're going to stand up. Yeah, there you go. Okay, next we have the CAS Art Award. CAS annually honors 2 outstanding seniors from each of the member schools in the state who excel in the performing or visual arts. Excelling in the performing or visual arts is of primary importance in the selection. This year's nominating committee selected Emma DeRosiers and Tate Ekstrom for this prestigious award. Emma plays guitar and bass in jazz band, trombone and concert band, and performs regularly outside of school with the modern riffs. She was accepted to the 2025 CMEA Eastern Region High School Music Festival on jazz guitar and plans to study music education this fall. Tate is an outstanding visual artist that can often be found thinking outside the box. Tate has excelled in both the ceramics and digital art programs here at Bolton High School. Both students will be honored at a dinner with family and staff at the AquaTurf. There's one. All right, and now March is School Board Recognition Month. So last but certainly not least, school board members are vital to our public education system. March is School Board Recognition Month, and it allows us to show our appreciation to those dedicated individuals for all the time and effort they devote as volunteers in support of our education in the Bolton Public Schools. They are dedicated individuals who demonstrate an unwavering commitment to our district and the success of our students in schools. On behalf of the students and staff of Bolton Public Schools and the Bolton community, I would like to take this opportunity to thank Chair Andrew Broneal, Vice Chair Chris Davey, Secretary Ben Davies, and members Chris Duffy, Rhea Klein, Ashley Pajoli, and Ashley Phelan. We are fortunate to have such thoughtful and dedicated community members guiding and supporting our outstanding school system. Thank you for all you do. And if you haven't already peeked, you have a bag on your chair with a little thank you gift from all of us. Thank you.
Thank you.
Very nice. that concludes our celebration of excellence tonight. And usually when Kristen's here, she says you're welcome to all join us as we do our normal meeting stuff, but you're also welcome to leave if you so choose. But,
And our fire prevention poster.
Oh.
Back here, so.
all right.
Ellie, do you want me to read what we said about you? So you can hear it again? You want to stand up so we can all see? Congratulations. Do we get to see a picture? Is there a picture of the poster anywhere? No.
I'll get it.
All right, Mr. GR can send one out to us. Anyway, congratulations. We're really proud of you and good luck in the next part and have fun at your awards dinner. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Here goes all our comments. from the audience.
That was smart.
Sure. That's
very nice.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, moving on to comments from the audience. I think that was comment enough. I don't know. Is there anyone else who would like to make a comment this evening? Those who remain. Additions to the agenda, I don't believe we have any. And on to routine business items and the approval of minutes. We have a motion, please, to approve the minutes of the February 6, 2025 Board of Education business meeting.
So moved.
A second. Anyone have any questions, comments, or edits to these minutes?
Just one correction, the community referrals, community meeting report, section 3, to the B3. The scholarships will be open on April 1, and then they close on May 4th, not May 2nd.
Anyone else have any? So vote on the amended minutes. All those in favor of the motion, please say aye. Anyone opposed or abstaining? Now could we have a motion to approve the minutes of February 6, 2025 Board of Education Budget Workshop?
So moved.
Second.
Anyone have any questions or comments on these minutes? All those in favor of the motion, please say aye. No opposed or abstaining, everybody. Now looking for a motion to approve the minutes of February 20th, 2025 Board of Education Budget Meeting.
So moved.
A second.
Anyone have any questions or comments on these meetings? Minutes, rather. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
And opposed or abstaining. And finally, a motion to accept the minutes of the February 26, 2025 Board of Education Special Meeting.
So moved.
A second.
Any questions or comments on these minutes? All those in favor, please say aye. No opposed, abstaining, I think I heard everybody. All right, on to Board of Education Committee reports, and I have curriculum on March 3rd. The BOE Curriculum Subcommittee met and reviewed the progress of the course development and textbook purchases that we approved in January. These included the new courses, Emergency Medical Responder and ECE Marketing, in addition to the new materials for World Language, which was Spanish and French, and the 9th and 10th grade World History. Subcommittee also reviewed pending spring and summer curriculum work in these subjects, in addition to K-6 reading. Director Giglio Casper, I'm sorry if I don't know if I've ever said your name. Also provided a short demo of Atlas, the district's curriculum software, to show how units are currently structured, recorded, and shared, and she'll be sharing more details about current curriculum work in her update later this evening. And that's curriculum. On to finance, please.
Sure. So we met yesterday, the finance committee. There's a few things to go over. One, from a transfer standpoint, there's a listing of transfers in front of you in your budget packet. The first one was for 63,000. That was approved last month. So that was the HVAC transfer that we discussed and approved last month, on here. And then there were 3 smaller transfers, one to pay for staff breakfast, on February 14th. The next one to cover, some baseball costs. And then the last one to cover the new banner, which I'm sure people are very excited about, and adjustments for athletics.
So could we have a motion to approve the February transfers, please?
I'll make
So-
a motion to approve the transfers.
I'll second.
We have the additional.
Are you gonna cover that later in the agenda?
We can, I'm not sure when you want.
You could, sure. Can you go out of order with the agenda?
It's on the, let's just finish this. All those in favor, anyone have any questions or comments about the February transfers? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
No opposed or abstaining.
And then,
These other things are finance, so we can do. them.
sure, yeah, and then from a budget standpoint, still budgeting full projection, 55% expended, which is consistent with the prior year at this time. I will call out that the surplus right now that we're monitoring is 405,000, so. Sizable, but nothing else notable to call out. Any questions? All right, and then if we want to go out of order later on in the agenda, there's a request for 2 waivers. Did you want to read that back?
Do you want to do the big waivers now or just that additional transfer? There's that 4th transfer.
Oh, let's do the additional transfer. Yeah.
You want me to-
Yeah, that'd be great, thank you.
Yeah, so there's an additional transfer. If you look on the bottom of your budget item, budget sheet. So we're looking for an additional transfer to, transfer $29,175 from salary and benefits to operations equipment to cover the BCS public address and bell system upgrade.
This is the bell system that Kristen had covered last month, and she gave us a purview of this.
I think it's gonna be a bid waiver for that a little bit later.
Were they trying to do that over April break still, or is that not really feasible? at this
I don't
point?
think it's, I'm not sure if it's going to be feasible.
I think it's what John was trying for.
Yeah, we haven't heard anything definitive.
Be a good time to get it
Yes,
crunched out.
it would.
So could we have a motion to approve the transfer of $29,175 from salaries and benefits to operation equipment to cover the BCS public address / bell system upgrade?
So
Second.
moved.
Any questions, further questions or comments on this? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed or abstaining? Okay, we'll do the bid waivers in order. And on to student representative reports.
Yeah, thank you very much. The spring sports season has almost begun. Official practices for all teams start Saturday, March 22nd, but both softball and baseball will be starting next week on Monday, the 17th, for pitchers and catchers. Everyone on the baseball, softball, outdoor track, golf, and girls tennis teams are excited for the upcoming season. This Tuesday, the 11th, the senior class met as the juniors took the SAT to review their capstone presentations with advisors Mrs. Goulet and Mrs. Klepfer. This was to prepare for senior capstone night on April 2nd, where students will present their personalized projects to a board of teachers. Tomorrow, the 14th, the high school is putting on the 3rd annual boys powder puff volleyball tournament. 60 teams of students from all 4 grades will be participating, while their peers are encouraged to come cheer them on in the audience. Entry is free and there's concessions available.
The BHS Drama Club put on Disney's Newsies on February 27th, 28th, and March 1st. The show is a huge success, being fully sold out on Friday night and having extremely close to sold out shows both Thursday and Saturday. The audiences loved the show and it was a huge success. This past Tuesday, March 11th, the juniors took the SAT. It went off without a hitch and students finished with plenty of time earlier than anticipated. The Bolton Scholarship Fund is holding their annual phone-a-thon facilitated by the National Honor Society this Sunday, the 16th, and Monday, the 17th. There are 3 2-hour time slots where students will be making phone calls to community members asking for support of the fund. Students, teachers, and scholarship fund members will work here in the library to make the calls using 10 school phone lines.
Thank you very much. You're free to go study or Kristen would suggest, normally, but free to stay as well.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
And on to community meeting reports. We have a PTA update this evening.
Yeah, I apologize for last month. I came down with the flu and got on late and was slightly not working properly. Tomorrow is the last date for our Krispy Kreme Donuts Drive. You can, for orders, they'll be picked up on the 20th, from 5 to 6 p.m. in the lobby. $17 to $20 for a dozen, and 50% goes back to the PTA to help with all our fun stuff and teachers and that. The other thing too is Monster Jam tickets. Tomorrow is the last day to pick those up, for the March 30th show. And those are 46 bucks a piece. And then the next big thing that's coming up is our gala, Spring Fling for Swings, on the 26th of April at Illicit Brewing. We're still looking for sponsors, and there are t-shirts on sale for the playground. The playground committee also last Tuesday presented to the Board of Selectmen for approval because the new playground will be on public grounds, not on school grounds, so we have to go with all that. And then we should have an official response in April, I believe, for approval of going ahead with the whole, once we get the monies for the new playground. And then we're also gearing up for Teacher Appreciation Week, which will be starting on May 5th. And we'll be here before we know. So lots of fun planning and progress for that as well.
Thank you very much. Is there anyone else who has community meetings to report on?
I attended the last Bolton Scholarship Fund meeting, at which we spent time assembling the comments bags that were used so that attendees to the Newsies musical last month could leave messages of encouragement and praise for the cast and crew. So the BSF directors assembled those and then took turns volunteering nights of the play to just help people leave messages. So we did this last year, kind of picked it up, and it seemed to be really successful. So I hope it was appreciated by all of the actors and crew. In much sadder news, our longest serving board member, Helen Winkler, died last Friday. Helen joined the Bolton Scholarship Fund shortly after she joined Bolton High School as a Spanish teacher. I believe that was back in the 1970s.
Yeah.
It was that long ago. She served as president of the scholarship fund for many years and was instrumental in making it into the organization that it is today. So she and her deep institutional knowledge of our scholarships, our donor base, just our history will be greatly missed by the committee. So.
Thank you, Chris. Is there anyone else who has any community meetings? All right, I'll now turn things over to Director Goldsnyder again for the Superintendent of Schools report.
First, we have Director Julio Casper with a curriculum update.
Good evening. To start our update, I'm just going to do a quick update on our elementary reading. We may be wrapping this up this year. For K-3, last spring, as you may recall, grade K-3 teachers shifted to the approved compendium of Haggerty for Phonemic Awareness, Foundations for Phonics, and Bookworms for grade level reading and language arts. Full implementation began this year with regular professional development beginning this fall. It has been extensive, and I think the teachers are feeling very, very confident, and they're enjoying that program. Grades 4 through 6 are continuing with EL education as the literature and nonfiction topics are well suited to upper elementary and middle grades, bringing in more science and social studies content. They've spent professional learning time as teams and with our instructional coach, reviewing and making some adjustments to the programs based on student needs. Time will also be utilized this summer to finalize the changes because the units currently that are available to the public need to better reflect sort of what is happening actually in the classroom day to day. Staff also began administering the MCAS assessment, which was one of the K-3 early literacy assessments required by the state. It is a digital version of the DIBELS assessment, which we were previously administering, but it includes additional subtests that assist in supporting students identifying dyslexia, rapid automatic naming and vocabulary, and it also goes up to grade 6. So teachers began administering in mathematics, the universal screener for number sense as an additional quick screener for students, and grades, excuse me, I'm sorry. I have also had the flu in the past. Grades get in one of new units. They are revising some math units because their portion of the Ready Mathematics program has changed to increase spiraling and repetition in the lower grades. So they start with smaller blocks and deeper understanding in the lower grades. So they've had some significant shifts in the program that changed. We had training last year, and they are going to have to do some rewriting of their units. But math units in grades 2 through 8 are set for revision and will be the focus for 25-26 professional learning. For BCS and BHS World Language, last year, teachers worked on alignment of skills, but have newly approved state world language standards, which were just released a few weeks ago. Along with their new textbooks, which are aligned beautifully, and online materials that were approved in January, they're going to be using time this summer to complete their units for Spanish 1 through 4 and French 1 and 2. BHS Social Studies, there are 3 teachers who have been approved and have been who have committed to working after hours on completing curriculum units based on the new standards before the end of this school year. So they will be working after hours, not doing summer work, but that work will be completed by June. As for general work, each year, all Bolton Public School teachers spend generally one of the half-day PD days going through our online platform to make sure that what's there is accurate, that what's public is all of the units are present. If there's something that we need to put in as work in progress, that it reflects that, and that their units reflect what they want them to reflect. They check that regularly, and that occurred during the early release PD session in November. New courses for 25-26, as was discussed earlier in this year, are EC Marketing and Emergency Medical Responder. We also have a returning course. Mr. Sean McCormick is being trained this summer so that we will once again be able to offer AP Music Theory. So that is exciting. And one thing that I did not have on the original form because I hadn't spoken to anyone is MCC is bringing back from Connecticut Community Colleges. They have someone in charge of dual enrollment again, so we can start looking for more opportunities. We've always created a lot of opportunities for our students to take early college experience courses so they can have college credit. There was not anyone previously. For a while at MCC, they had an interim person. They have brought someone new on board, and they have just been having some meetings this week to get that person in place. So I'm anxious to see what the next steps are to expand those offerings for our students.
Any questions?
I will turn it over to Principal Giard for the BCS update.
Thank you.
Good evening. March has been an exciting month for BCS as we celebrate Read Across America Month. Read Across America Month really is about fostering a love of reading through engaging activities and positive connections. Throughout the month, students are participating in a variety of literacy-based events, including Spirit Week, which we had at the beginning of the month, Book Bingo, Switcheroo Reading, which Mrs. Keller had a group today she was reading to, Drop Everything and Read, which the whole school will pause at a certain time and read a book together, which has been great. And we have guest readers into the classroom, so teachers invite guest readers in, which has always been a big hit. Another highlight is March Madness Book Tournament. So everybody's familiar with the March Madness. A couple of teachers, Mrs. Peltier and Mrs. Wunsch, organize like a bracket on the wall, all the favorite books that kids recommend, and then they vote and vote and vote. We end up with one book, and then the PTA buys that book for all the classrooms. So it is really nice, and the kids love it. Mrs. Keller has done an outstanding job of sharing book highlights each morning during morning announcements, exposing the students to a wide range of diverse and exciting stories. So that's been a nice addition so that the whole school hears about different titles and stories. In addition to promoting literacy, we're always looking for ways to build a positive culture and energy in the building. Recently, all staff, and then we made this a priority this year, connected with 4 families about positive news, because oftentimes we're calling home because maybe there's a little sliding grades or there's a discipline concern, but the positive news share out when we followed up with teachers and PLCs has been very positive. Parents were like, oh, my phone rang and I was at work and I was stressing out, but then to hear this made my day. So it was really nice to kind of get that positivity out there. And if you think of all the staff times 4, over 100 emails and phone calls were made in that instance for that week. So we're gonna try to make that a regular thing to get that out to families, which was really nice. We're also looking forward to our staff potato bar. It's exactly what it sounds like. So we cook a bunch of potatoes, a bunch of toppings, and it's a great opportunity for staff to come together to connect and recharge. And as we prepare for parent-teacher conferences and student-led conferences on March 20th and 21st, we're excited to welcome families into the building to share the great work the students put together, especially with those student-led conferences, which has been an addition now for about 5 years. All these initiatives continue to strengthen our sense of community and foster a true sense of positive culture for all. Any questions? Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Maselli.
So high school life in March brings the beginning of the scheduling process, and we're well underway. This year, we put in invitations for all families to meet with the school counselor. Many of them met tonight during parent-teacher conferences. The counselors were fully booked for that. Mrs. Destiny and Mr. Ginsanti have spent time in classrooms with students, getting them ready, sent out detailed communications to parents, and even took time to meet with the faculty, to share with the faculty the same information that was going home to parents. So all the teachers knew exactly what was going on with that. We've also recently been very fortunate to welcome several different visitors to the high school who provided lots of enrichment activities for our students. For example, Mr. Pete Bradley, Emily's husband. He's a mechanical engineer and senior technical fellow working for Raytheon, and he specializes in parallel computing. So he brought his expertise into our advanced placement computer science class, which Emily teaches. Yeah, his presentation included a demonstration of how the parallel computing can speed up a process and how to calculate the speeds. And he led his industry expertise to all the students in a real hands-on opportunity. We also had, once again, the Goodwin University's Early College Advanced Manufacturing Program. They came in, they spent a day, and for interested students, they had their manufacturing trailer actually parked, going in the wrong direction, parked out here, and students were able to visit that trailer and see all that in process. We've been doing that for the last several years. It's been great. New this year, the Savannah College of Art and Design, SCAD. There's multiple locations. They're in Atlanta, Savannah, and all over. But they came in to present to interested art students during Connections. They learned about the many way art design programs of study at the university, admission requirements, and employment opportunities. So that was something new and different this year. And then just today, Mr. Thomas Kessler, who is the recently retired band director of Bacon Academy, came in and conducted band class today. So he had an opportunity to work with the students on phrasing, dynamics, articulation, and expression, and enhancing their performances with his expert baton. So that was a neat experience for them, and he had a ball. That was a lot of fun today. And lastly, I just want to take a moment, speaking of band, and Emma, our trombone player who was sitting there earlier, we're grateful for the donation from Gwen Marion, who reached out to Mr. McCormick and offered to donate books on trombone methods and a mute for a trombone. And those actually came in today. So we're very grateful for that donation. Any questions for me? Sir.
What is the uptake been like for the Goodwin program? I know the first year we offered, I think we had 1 or 2 students who participated.
Are you talking about the cooperative program?
Yeah.
Yeah. So for those who don't know, we have a couple of opportunities in different areas with either magnet schools, or in this case with the Goodwin Manufacturing Program, to have students to spend half their day here, or a little more than half, and then half the day off at some other place. So we have struggled with that some years with interest, sure, and the logistics of students who want to play sports and those kinds of things. But we do have a student enrolled this year, and he is having a fantastic time. And I think he's already got an internship, and it leads, if he chose to go right into employment next year. So he's having a great experience. Thank you for mentioning it. Yeah. Any other questions? Thank you.
Alrighty. We have no unfinished business this evening. On to new business and our annual healthy food certification. So I'm looking for a motion that pursuant to Connecticut General Statutes, section 10-215F. The Bolton Board of Education certifies that all food items offered for sale to students in the schools under its jurisdiction and not exempted from the Connecticut nutrition standards published by the Connecticut State Department of Education will comply with the Connecticut nutrition standards during the period of July 1st, 2025 through June 30th, 2026. This certification shall include all food offered for sale to students separately from reimbursable meals at all times and from all sources, included but not limited to school stores, vending machines, school cafeterias, culinary programs, and any fundraising activities on school premises sponsored by the school or non-school organizations and groups.
So
Second.
Anyone have any questions or comments about this? All those in favor of the motion, please say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed or abstaining? Now, we are also looking for a motion that the Bolton Board of Education will allow the sale to students of food items that do not meet the Connecticut nutrition standards and beverages not listed in section 10-221Q of the Connecticut General Statutes, provided that the following conditions are met. 1, the sale is in connection with an event occurring after the end of the regular school day or on the weekend. 2, the sale is at the location of the event. And 3, the food and beverage items are not sold from a vending machine or school store. An event is an occurrence that involves more than just a regularly scheduled practice, meeting, or extracurricular activity. For example, soccer games, school plays, and interscholastic debates are events, but soccer practices, play rehearsals, and debate team meetings are not. The regular school day is the period from midnight before to 30 minutes after the end of the official school day. Location means where the event is being held and must be the same place as the food and beverage sales.
So moved.
Second.
Chris and Ashley, does anyone have any questions about this? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed or abstaining? Motion passes. Also, now we need to do the bid waiver for just looking for a motion to approve the bid waiver to award the bid for the BCS public address / bell system to Environmental Systems Company for $29,175.
Second.
Anyone have any questions or comments about this? We discussed this previously. All those in favor of the motion, please say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed or abstaining? And on to Chromebook purchase bid waiver, which we also previously discussed, and we're looking for a motion to approve the bid waiver to purchase 115 non-touchscreen Chromebooks and 50 touchscreen Chromebooks through TIPS for $66,540. So moved. Okay, Chris, anybody have any questions about this? All those in favor of the motion, please say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed or abstaining? All right, moving along quickly. Resignations.
We have one resignation, Alex Bear, who was a custodian at BHS and BCS prior to that. He has resigned and moved over to the town side. So we will miss Alex. He was great and we wish him the very best.
Glad he's still with the town.
Yes.
Yeah.
That on John Pochance internally. Oh, best of luck. Thank you for your service. On to policies. We have 8 first read policies and I'm hoping
I'm happy to review them.
we have yes, our expert.
Feel free to jump in, Chris, if you have anything to add.
right.
Beth, make a mistake.
Sure.
All right, so Policy 4118, non-discrimination. Changes to this policy fall into one of 6 categories. There are a bunch of improvements just for clarity and readability. There are some expanded definitions. For example, the definition of race has been expanded. There are strengthened protections against harassment, notably that harassing behavior need not be intentional or directed at a specific person or repeated to be actionable. Let's see. It makes changes to the reporting and investigation procedures. It clarifies the guidelines for how to handle complaints against the superintendent or a board member. And it makes some technical updates to formatting, organization, and terminology. Policy 4120.4, section 504 and ADA. Changes there fall into one of 8 categories. Again, we have improvements to clarity and readability. We have some expanded definitions, for example, noting that episodic and remissive conditions should still be considered as disabilities if they limit major life activity when they recur. There are changes to reporting and investigation procedures. There are changes to the appeals process, which now includes a formal review process for appeals and time limits for when decisions need to be made. Similar changes are reflected, I think, in all of the policies that are being updated that have any sort of appeals process. So Shipman and Goodwin is trying to harmonize the language across all of their policies, so it's similar when it talks about appeals. Let's see, 4120.4 changes also clarify and strengthen protections against retaliation. Clarifies how to handle complaints involving the superintendent or a district ADA coordinator. Adds new provisions for handling complaints that arise during the summer. And includes technical updates to bring the policy into compliance with federal legislation. Policy 5131, student discipline. So changes there provide clarity on student rights and responsibilities under this policy. It makes revisions so that the policy is more relevant to modern disciplinary issues, for example, adding language about the artificial intelligence, cyberbullying. It improves protections for students with disabilities. For example, expulsion hearings must now consider whether misconduct was related to the student's ability, or to the student's disability, rather. I suspect that such considerations would have been made in the past. It's just now it's formally in our policy. Next, it provides more structure and parental involvement and clarifies aspects of the appeals process. And then a bunch of technical updates to formatting, organization, and terminology. Policy 5141.5 has only a very minor clarification. Policy 5145 has improvements to clarity and readability, and it changes the appeals, or it updates the appeals process to ensure it is consistent with other policies. Policy 5145.4, non-discrimination students, has been updated to reflect a 2024 Title IX requirement that our Title IX policy include an appeal process that is similar to the appeals processes in our other discrimination policies. It also clarifies that the types of conduct prohibited by the policy include epithets related to sex, sexual orientation, and gender identity or expression. It clarifies and strengthens protections against retaliation, and it includes some technical updates. Policy 6171.3, the equitable identification of gifted and talented students, has been updated to clarify that assessments for gifted and talented students must be fair to English language learners or multilingual students and not simply screen them out because of limited English proficiency. It also includes some technical updates to the legal references. Finally, policy 6205, promotion and retention, includes one very minor technical clarification. Chris or Beth, do you have anything you wanted to add?
I think
That's
we
all.
have everything.
No, nothing.
Very good. Thank you very much. We will be voting on these next month. So if you have anything else to say about them, figure it out in that time frame. And any future business? All right, well, looking for motion to adjourn. Any questions? All those in favor of the motion, please say aye. Aye. Opposed? Abstaining. We are adjourned. Well, that was great. Set records. Yeah, Board of Education appreciates it.